Okay, this is where I'm at on the BF 110. Started masking off the manifolds there. I was getting ready to start doing some paint, and I decided, let me see what I've done with them. Here they are. I decided to not use these decals, and I started looking around for others because I was looking on eBay, actually looking on Google, shopping on Google, trying to find some, and I was looking on eBay and everything. As you can see, these decals are not in the greatest shape. Discoloration here and stuff, and they would possibly work, but in my search for decals, I found a BF 110G that requires absolutely no decals, so I'm going to forego those. It's actually, it changes, and I'm glad I seen this before I started painting anything, because I was ready to start laying down the light gray. What is this, RLM 76, I think it is. You know, this gets the majority of the gets put on the majority of the plane with the way that I was going to go. And I had my primer here. I got to prime the props and underneath the nacelles, the engine nacelles. But like I say, I was searching for decals, and I ran across a BF 110G. I don't know if it was, I'm still trying to find more information on it, but I don't know if it was a captured BF 110 or what, but it was labeled BF 110 over Switzerland. So this is going to get a totally different paint scheme than what I had intended. I was going to do it. Okay, I've done away with the box. When I get close to finishing this, I just disassemble the box, tear it apart and toss it in the garbage. Sometimes I keep the box lid or whatever, but I was going to go with this paint scheme, the mottling. It's the dark gray on the top of it. I think that's about all it shows on here. But like I say, so now it's going to get a totally different paint scheme. It's going to have like sand color. It's going to have two different shades of gray. It's going to have red and white on it with the Switzerland colors. And so that's the route I'm going with this. And like I say, I'm glad I seen that before I started laying down paint, because if I don't want to have to go back and repaint stuff. But if anybody's going, has this kit in their stash, and I can show you some of the box. This is what I have left of the box. It's the Revell Messerschmitt BF 110G, and that's what I was going for. But like I said, I'm going to go with this other paint scheme. But if you have this kit in your stash and you're planning to build it, be prepared for fit issues. Putting the engine nacelles together, the engine covers here, they don't really want to fit the front of the engines. Once you get the engine nacelles on, they want to sag down, and I mean, you got to be real mindful of, now if I was going to close this up, I would just glued them closed, but you got to be real mindful of the sag, because it does create gap issues. The one along the front edge of the nacelle, the engine cover, I'm not so worried about, but I've got it adjusted now, but you can still see it's not as bad as it was, nowhere near across here and across the top. This comes off now, so, and of course I don't have the props glued on, but that's what our engine looks like, and you're seeing the paint behind it. Let me see if I can shift this around a little bit. There we go. Focus on the engine instead of everything else. But yeah, that's what both engines look like. I painted them, used black primer on them, and then just dry brushed silver on it, and then painted the engine mounts, which are right there. The engine mounts, they were, you know, painted gray, and then the inside of it is actually not interior green, it's the zinc chromate. That's what it was. That's what I painted all the inside of the engine nacelles with. But yeah, there's fit issues. The canopy, and I boogered it up. Well, I didn't booger it up. It just doesn't sit down like it should right here. So the canopy doesn't fit entirely well. And when you go to put the engine nacelles on the wings, there is, you know, you just have to, you probably need to go about it differently than I did. I started gluing on the front here, and then once I got the engine halves together, then I glued them underneath, and you know, it made some fit issues underneath here. It is what it is. I'm not going to worry a whole lot about it. I can doctor it up to where you won't be able to see it quite as bad. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm going to switch up and paint it in Switzerland colors. You know, it's called the BF110G over Switzerland, and I'm glad I really, you know, found that, because I have not really seen anyone do that. There's not a whole lot of information on it. There's, you know, I've only found one picture, excuse me, one picture so far of it. So that's something you know, I want to go with. Not using decals, that's a plus. You know, I'm going to, I've got a vinyl cutter. I'm going to make up some painting masks to paint the insignias on it, which won't be, you know, if anybody knows what the Swiss markings are, you know, it's like a red cross symbol. You know, well, it's a white cross, but so, you know, white cross on red. So it's pretty much that simple. But this is going to be the end of this update, and next time you see it, it will have some color on it. It may even be done. So that's it. Just catch you later in the next update on the Revell BF110G 132 scale.